This is a growing trend and makes a lot of sense.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, the country's COVID-19 response coordinator says vaccine requirements are a growing trend. We'll tell you more what this means for some workers. Plus,
we lucked out yesterday, not much in the way of pop-up action, but we will be watching for better opportunities for pop-up thunderstorms today. Your full forecast is coming up.
In Wisconsin, we'll receive a large chunk of money to address mental health issues in the state. It's Tuesday, August 3rd.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 today starts now.
Good morning and thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Peter Dubois here with Sierra Whaley. And Sierra, yesterday, a very nice day weather-wise to start off our week.
Absolutely. Today, it's actually going to be kind of somewhere where you might notice there might be some more smoke in the air too. We're going to be looking out for that.
That's right. And thankfully, those pop-up showers missed us yesterday, but it could be a different story today. For more what to expect, let's head on over to our weather center with Devin Biggs in for a first check of our forecast. And Devin, as you just teased there, we could see a little bit of rain.
Yeah, so yesterday, though, Rhinelander got lucky. Most areas got lucky. There were a few pop-up thunderstorms. Let's look at the latest radar archives from yesterday and Taylor County and a few other areas. We'll show you that in a few seconds. So meanwhile, though, this morning, a lot of this is smoke all up in the atmosphere, though. Not much in the way of cloud action this morning. And we do have air quality alerts in effect until later on today for the areas highlighted there in gray. We have code orange air quality alerts in Minnesota. We're looking pretty good, though, for now here in the area, but otherwise so some fog at the ground and yes, a little bit of smoke as well, as visibilities are pretty patchy in nature thanks to some of that fog developing this morning. The radar this morning looking pretty good. We're already seeing some action across parts of northwestern Wisconsin. I'm going to show you the radar imagery from yesterday, and we did see a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms near parts of Taylor County, another little development across parts of southwestern Oneida County. So we did see pop-up storms yesterday, but thankfully not very widespread. It's kind of the idea that we'll see again today, as temperatures will be making it close to the lower 80s.
The Wisconsin DHS announced the state will receive nearly $50 million in funding from the federal government to address mental health and substance abuse needs. The funding, which is part of the American Rescue Plan, will add money through supplements to Wisconsin's existing share of the Community Mental Health Services Block Grant and the Substance Abuse Prevention and Treatment Block Grant. DHS has submitted plans for this funding to the Federal Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. The plans for this funding are the result of consultations with service providers, advocates, and those struggling with mental health and substance use challenges.
Like much of the country, the COVID-19 picture in Wisconsin has changed over the last few weeks, with the number of new cases rising quickly, but other measures rising more modestly. Monday, the State Department of Health Services reported 486 new confirmed cases. We're now averaging almost 800 per day statewide over the last week. However, DHS reported no new deaths yesterday, and we're averaging just 1 new death per day over the last week. But some of these new cases are very serious. COVID-19 hospitalization numbers are rising again in most parts of the state, including the north central region, though not as quickly as case numbers are rising.
And the overwhelming majority of recent COVID-19 related deaths and hospitalizations have been among people who are not vaccinated. Just over 52% of all people in Wisconsin have received at least 1 dose of a vaccine, including more than 84% of people over the age of 65. And the Wisconsin Medical Society, the state's largest physicians organization, is urging all healthcare organizations to make the COVID vaccine mandatory for all employees. The plea echoes those from dozens of national healthcare organizations, including the American Medical Association, calling for employer-mandated vaccinations. The organization's task force chairman, David Letzer, saying in part, quote, "The only hope to beat this virus is through a significant increase in vaccinations. Mandates similar to what we already have in place for measles or influenza are needed," end quote. The Medical College of Wisconsin, Children's Wisconsin, the Mayo Clinic Health System, and Ascension Wisconsin all require employer-mandated vaccinations.
Is your employer requiring you to get vaccinated? If you have kids, what about their school? If the answer is no, it might not be that way for very long. As Britt Conway reports, the country's COVID-19 response coordinator says vaccine requirements are a growing trend.
Each and every shot matters.
The good news, more people are choosing to get that shot. About 58% of people 12 and up are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. The bad news, total vaccinations are still less than 50%. And new cases are on the rise. Last week, half of them were in just 5 states: Florida, Texas, California, Louisiana, and Georgia. In Louisiana, more than 40 hospitals requested additional staffing to handle the surge they're seeing.
And when the whole country is surging at once, it's very hard to access new staff to come to our state. We've got to get more people vaccinated.
And there has been progress. Louisiana is one of 8 states with high case counts where daily vaccination rates have more than doubled. But the White House says getting shots in arms may take more than grassroots efforts.
It's time to impose some requirements based on the realities of different risks unvaccinated individuals pose.
There are COVID-19 vaccine requirements for federal workers, and the Department of Defense is looking into requiring vaccinations for active duty military. A growing number of healthcare providers are requiring vaccinations for employees, including Kaiser Permanente. More and more companies are doing the same thing, along with hundreds of universities.
This is a growing trend and makes a lot of sense.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Coming up next in international news, China continues to scramble against COVID-19 as the Delta variant surges there.
Plus, not everyone follows the rules in the Tokyo Olympics, and officials are keeping count. Those stories and more news from around the world when we come back.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
Paul loves food,
you want to order?
but his diabetes made food a mystery. Everything felt like a no. But then Paul went from no to no. With Freestyle Libre 14-Day, now he knows how food affects his glucose. And he knows when to make different choices. Take the mystery out of your glucose levels and lower your A1C. Now you know. Try it for free. Visit freestylelibre.us.
Bassett Jewelers and Engraving in downtown Minocqua is a full-service traditional jewelry store, offering a wide range of jewelry and gift items to fit any budget. Find jewelry from classic diamonds to beautiful colored gems and pearls. Engagement rings and wedding bands for every style. Gift selections include jewelry travel cases, glassware, picture frames, and an extensive line of baby gifts. In-store jewelry repairs and engraving to personalize your gifts. Come visit us at Bassett Jewelers and Engraving in downtown Minocqua.
Introducing the biggest dreamers of the summer. The fastest, the strongest, the greatest.
The greatest of all time.
All coming together to give you the greatest show you've ever seen. The Tokyo Olympics, starting July 23rd on NBC.
Brought to you locally on NBC by Nissan.
Put your cornhole skills to the test at the Colorama Cornhole Classic Saturday, September 18th at St. Germain Community Park. All skill levels welcome, pre-registration appreciated.
Mondays on Newswatch 12 today features Mugshot Monday. But what exactly is Mugshot Monday?
It starts with the opportunity to win a 12-ounce bag of coffee, with the coffee being sourced from in between the tropics across the world, then brought in here to Eagle River Roasters and roasted to perfection.
Have a great day. Thank you. And with that, you win an Eagle River Roasters coffee mug, perfect for that first cup of coffee with your favorite morning crew.
And join us Monday mornings for this week's winner.
Register online at WJFW.com.
And welcome back. We've made it over to Tuesday morning, and yes, this is not cloud cover. This is wildfire smoke across parts of the atmosphere this morning, again giving us some air quality issues. Stuff off toward the west, tracking off to the east, so we're going to be putting up with more air quality issues with smoke moving in from the north and from the west, so that's why we're seeing air quality alerts not only in our neck of the woods but also parts of Minnesota as well. And we'll be watching the smoke that will continue to move in for the next several hours and even overnight again tonight. So the moon looked pretty red out there earlier this morning, and we'll see that possibly again tonight as we'll put up with that smoke, which will scatter the light away, which is why we're seeing some more of those colors. Again, air quality right now we're reporting moderate in parts of the Northwoods and even near parts of Wausau, so we're okay at the moment though. But we just got to get past noon today, then things will improve briefly before maybe more alerts get issued. And get a lot of orange, code orange across parts of Minnesota, which is considered unhealthy for the sensitive groups. And again, this will be lasting till about the noon hour today on Tuesday, so make sure to keep that in mind. Maybe limit time outdoors at least for a little while. Now, there is also fog mixed in this morning, which is why visibility's maybe low in a few areas, but again, with the sun rising this morning, it might take that fog a little bit to go away because of the sun getting filtered out by the smoke, but things will improve from there. Otherwise, though, we're already watching a few rain showers developing across parts of northwestern Wisconsin this morning. We'll see this possibly moving to the southeast briefly before fizzling out. A little bit of wave of energy here, so that's why we do have that chance for a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms today. Along this little front off to the north, which will slowly track to the south of the state just to our north, but send some energy that'll head in our direction. Temperatures right now are in the upper 50s for us in Rhinelander, lower 50s in Eagle River, lower 50s in Merrill as well. So we're looking pretty good this morning though, and temperatures as we do move forward, warming up pretty nicely with the upper 70s to even some lower 80s as we do move forward. Our average high being in the upper 70s for this time of the year. Dew points, though, will also be on the rise as we'll be watching dew points getting up into the 60s and perhaps even 70s as we head towards Sunday. So once again, some high humidity will be on the way. Alrighty, futurecast for today. Partly cloudy in general today. A few pop-up showers with thunderstorms will be common. Tonight's skies will again become crystal clear overall. Set aside the wildfire smoke. And tomorrow we will be watching for more clouds. That will be on the increase. We'll have a full look at your extended forecast brought to you by Northwoods Furniture coming up in a little bit.
Thanks, Devin. In China, at least 16 provinces and 26 cities are reporting locally transmitted COVID infections.
That's right. Officials say most are linked to the highly contagious Delta variant. Jiangsu, the province where a cluster of cases broke out last month at Nanjing Airport, reported 45 confirmed or symptomatic cases. Authorities have not released how many cases are linked to that airport outbreak. Meanwhile, the capital, Beijing, has implemented stricter measures, including temperature checks and restricting travel from high-risk areas.
Not everyone is playing by the rules at the Tokyo 2020 Games. That's coming from Olympic organizers in Japan who say the number of people found to be violating the Tokyo Olympic playbook rules for athletes and officials totaled 28 as of Monday. This at the midway point of the Games. The CEO of the Games Organizing Committee says 6 of the violators have been stripped of their accreditation, and they are 4 foreign staffers arrested over drug use, 2 Georgian athletes who snuck out of the athletes' village to go sightseeing, and in addition, they said 10 were given warnings, 4 were warned and made to submit letters promising they would behave well, and 8 had their accreditation suspended.
Health authorities in Santo Domingo started a door-to-door vaccination program against COVID-19 on Monday. According to the government, the plan is to encourage the population to get immunized and continue with the process of lifting restrictions. The health brigades head to various parts of the country. From Wednesday to Sunday, they will visit night entertainment centers in Greater Santo Domingo and the city of Santiago.
Coming up in medical news, studies show soccer players could face higher risk of dementia later in life.
Plus, health officials have created a new antibody treatment for COVID-19. Those stories and more health news when we return.
Attention parents of student athletes planning to participate in fall sports. For your convenience, LVDHC has scheduled sports physical dates on August 3rd, 17th, and 24th. Call and schedule today.
The St. Germain Chamber of Commerce presents their summer concert crawl. Join us at this local establishment for great live music.
Bruce Orthodontics, changing lives one smile at a time. Rhinelander, Minocqua, Eagle River, Phillips, and the greater Northwoods area. Treating patients of all ages.
It's Champion Septic's Customer Appreciation Giveaway. Have your septic or holding tank pumped between now and November 12th to be entered to win one of 5 big prizes. Drawing November 14th at Cabaret Cove in Rhinelander. Champion Septic, your septic system specialists.
Is your basement broken? Is your crawl space a disaster? Is the concrete around your house sinking or uneven? If the answer is yes, call SureDry. Serving all of northeast and central Wisconsin, we offer permanent professional solutions to these kinds of problems. More than 25,000 satisfied customers since 1994. We've probably fixed your neighbor's basement, crawl space, or concrete, and we'd love to fix yours too. Call SureDry today.
If you're a contractor or do-it-yourselfer, make Argonne Lumber your first stop. High-quality materials, personalized service, expert staff, and delivery are just some of the things Argonne Lumber is known for. Stop in and smell the lumber at Argonne Lumber, 2 locations in Argonne and Rhinelander.
Yeah, well, look what I did this weekend, huh?
Your weekends brought to you by American Marine and Motorsports in Shawano and Honda Motors. We have more boats and pontoons in stock than anywhere else in Wisconsin. Check them out in the largest showroom in the USA. Buy or trade into a new boat and get out on the water today. And we'll give you the best deal, guaranteed by at least $500. Get the most out of your weekends with Honda Motors and American Marine and Motorsports Shawano.
Straight from the source, Lake Nokoma's Cranberries in Eagle River features award-winning cranberry wines. Visit the gift shop for a wine tasting and browse the large assortment of cranberry-themed products. Marsh tours are offered summer through fall. Visit the website for details. It's a party on the street August 7th to celebrate the first decade of Art Start. Entertainment, food vendors, music, dancing, cash bar, kids activities, gallery tours, and more. Free and open to the public August 7th at Art Start.
Alrighty, here's a look at your forecast here. We'll be partly cloudy today with a few pop-up thunderstorms possible. We'll have highs in the lower 80s and at west wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, some patchy smoke mixing in again. Lows in the middle 50s at southwest breeze at around 5 miles per hour. And your Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. We're drying out by Wednesday after the pop-up storms today, but more storms starting Thursday and lasting through the weekend.
Thanks, Devin. Well, it turns out where you live could affect your long-term survival after a heart attack.
That's according to a new Kaiser Permanente of over 30,000 heart attack patients. It showed black patients from disadvantaged neighborhoods were 19% more likely to die within 5 years than white patients from the same neighborhoods. However, there was no survival difference between black and white patients living in wealthier areas. All of the patients in the study had equal access to medical care and were treated at the same facilities.
A new study from Scotland sheds light on which soccer players face the highest risk of dementia later in life. Researchers compared the brain health of over 7,500 former professional soccer players to over 20,000 people in the general population. The soccer players were 3.5 times more likely to develop dementia, but their position played a role in that risk. Defenders were 5 times more likely to develop dementia, while goalies had no additional risk.
New research suggests cutting just 200 calories a day combined with aerobic exercise could improve heart health in obese adults. The Wake Forest University study included 160 older adults randomly assigned to exercise only, exercise plus cutting 200 calories a day, or exercise plus cutting 600 calories. It showed the exercise plus 200 calorie group had the greatest improvements in aortic stiffness, and their weight loss was similar to those who cut 600 calories per day.
All right, well, up next in sports, the Brewers and Pirates take the mound again. We'll give you a recap of Game 1.
Plus, we've got some interesting news from the Bucks after their championship win. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Introducing the biggest dreamers of the summer. The fastest, the strongest, the greatest.
The greatest of all time.
All coming together to give you the greatest show you've ever seen. The Tokyo Olympics on NBC.
The Tokyo Olympics, brought to you on NBC 12 by Toyota. Let's go places.
Four years ago, I had brain surgery to remove the tumor that was wrapped around my brainstem and spinal cord. Very intense pain in my neck, headaches all the time, and permanent vertigo. I came in and I saw Dr. Dave. He did some work on my top vertebrae. The pressure was alleviated and I can actually stand. It's been wonderful and great.
When the atlas vertebra at the base of the skull is out of alignment, it causes the head to come forward, putting unnatural pressure on joints and nerves. We correct this through a new treatment called the Atlas Prophylax, a revolutionary way to realign the atlas, removing nerve pressure and even restoring blood flow. For many, symptoms and headaches disappear almost immediately.
The first thing we do when somebody comes as a new patient is we sit down and we listen and understand what's going on to see if we can help.
Come to Carpet City Flooring Center and get the toughest waterproof floors in the industry, where they're in stock and on sale. Rigid Maximum XL is 50% thicker and 30% longer, resulting in maximum durability, which is perfect for active families and pets. Not to mention, it's easy to install. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center to get your Rigid Maximum XL waterproof floors today.
Carpet City, our prices will floor you.
Welcome back. Since July 1st, the Brewers have been one of the best teams in baseball. Well, something that probably helped them was that they've played one of the worst teams in baseball a whole lot. This was the 8th time the Brewers and the Pirates squared off in the last month. And in the 6th, Eduardo Escobar hits a triple down the right field line in his debut as a Brewer. Omar Narvaez turns on the Jets and scores all the way from first. The Brewers go up 2-0. Then in the 7th, Escobar raises the bar again, a 3-run blast, his 24th home run of the year, and his Milwaukee career is off to a great start. The Brewers go on to win the Game 1 of the series 6-2.
And one Brewer you did not see last night was Josh Hader. He will be out a minimum of 10 days because he was placed on the COVID-19 injured list. He is the 4th Brewer to be added to the list, which includes Christian Yelich. And to replace Hader for the foreseeable future, Milwaukee acquired 38-year-old John Axford. Axford pitched for the Brewers from 2009 to 2013 and set a team record by collecting 46 saves in 2011. Well, the Bucks are still living in the moment after becoming NBA champions. The team will forever go down as one of the best or one of Milwaukee's best. But we knew that the team would look a little different next year. A huge piece of their championship winning team is leaving Milwaukee. PJ Tucker is taking his talents to South Beach to play for the Miami Heat. The 36-year-old signed a 2-year contract worth $15 million. However, with some somber news, there's some good news as well.
All right, and free agent Bobby Portis is staying with the Bucks. He signed a 2-year deal worth $9 million. That contract is slightly more money than the player option he turned down last month. The fans loved him throughout this NBA playoffs, so it'll be good to see him sticking around.
Absolutely. Well, high school football may have just started their season, but the pros in Green Bay have been working for a while now. The Packers are still preparing for their first preseason game of the year while at training camp. Green Bay has had many high moments during camp. Of course, how could we forget that Aaron Rodgers made his return to the organization? However, a low was last week when head coach Matt LaFleur told the media that the team did not meet the NFL's protocol for team vaccination rates. COVID-19 can really hurt teams this season because they could have to forfeit games if the team has a COVID outbreak. But yesterday, some good news was delivered.
Right now, we've got 11 guys that aren't. So, all we're going to do is continue to tell them what the protocols are try to educate guys as best we can and give them the information, and then they got to make the decision for themselves.
Now, while 11 unvaccinated players sounds like a decent amount, that's actually pretty good for Green Bay. The Packers currently have 89 players on their roster. That means that 87.6% are vaccinated, and the NFL's desired vaccination rate is at least 85%. We'll keep you updated on that as they slim that roster down. But for now, let's take a look outside with Devin to tell us what's going to be going on out there throughout the day.
Yeah, so we already got some smoke sticking around, so maybe staying inside for a while. We'll just try to limit things overall because we already got more smoke sticking around this morning. Maybe some clouds starting to approach from the northwest as well, as we have a little front to saw toward our north. Otherwise, though, some visibility is reduced across parts of Eagle River near parts of Antigo as well. So let's keep that in mind. You might encounter some patchy fog as you make that commute this morning. Otherwise, though, here's the only rain shower and a few rumbles of thunder occurring with that. You can see a little bit of lightning on the radar going down toward the south. So we boosted the forecast a little bit. We had a 20% chance of rain today. We boosted that to 30 now. So let's keep an eye on that pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Still the language, though, today. So as we do check that travel forecast for you today, look at this. We'll be in the lower to middle 80s across the western parts of the state. And for us, so look at this. We're going to be in the lower 80s as well. Here's the thunderstorm chance down. That's the latest change to the forecast. Green Bay looking pretty good with lower 80s for them. And then down toward the south, the other areas, so will be in the 80s. But meanwhile, parts of Chicago will be in the lower 80s as well. A little more coming up after the break.
The Eye Clinic of Wisconsin is leading the way for cataract patients with the addition of Light Adjustable Lens, a series of non-invasive light treatments that takes only minutes and allows your vision to reach its full potential. Learn how the Light Adjustable Lens can benefit you. The Eye Clinic of Wisconsin.
Looks like it's time to trade. Because it's trade month at your local Ford dealers. Get more cash for your eligible trade-in. Any brand, any model, all month long. Get Trade Assist cash on top of what your eligible vehicle is worth and trade up to a new Ford SUV. Your trade-in is worth more than you think. Only during trade month. Right now, get up to $1,000 Trade Assist bonus cash on eligible models. It's trade month at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Introducing the biggest dreamers of the summer. The fastest, the strongest, the greatest.
The greatest of all time.
All coming together to give you the greatest show you've ever seen. The Tokyo Olympics on NBC.
The Tokyo Olympics, brought to you on NBC 12 by Lake of the Torches Resort Casino and Aspirus Health.
Here's some helpful power sports safety tips from Oneida and Vilas County. Remember that off-trail riding is trespassing and that alcohol and riding don't mix. All UTV passengers must wear safety restraints. Be sure to follow the posted speed limit. Children ages 12 to 15 must have an ATV safety certificate and be accompanied by an adult. Anyone under the age of 18 must wear a minimum Department of Transportation standard ATV or motorcycle helmet. It's your responsibility to know the laws before operating an ATV or UTV.
Planning an exciting outdoor excursion? You need the app from the weather team you can rely on, the WJFW Weather Watch app, featuring hourly and daily forecasts, high-resolution imagery, and opt-in push alerts to let you know when severe weather approaches. With all these features, you'll know the best days to cast a line or when it will be perfect to explore the wilderness. The WJFW Weather Watch app is available in your app store now. Weather Watch 12, from where you live.
The Eye Clinic of Wisconsin is leading the way for cataract patients with the addition of Light Adjustable Lens, a series of non-invasive light treatments that takes only minutes and allows your vision to reach its full potential. Learn how the Light Adjustable Lens can benefit you. The Eye Clinic of Wisconsin.
You're watching Newswatch 12 today with Peter Dubois, Sierra Whaley, and Devin Biggs.
Good morning, and thank you for waking up with us today. It is August 3rd. The Wisconsin State Fair is about to open for the first time in 2 years. It starts Thursday at a site near Milwaukee.
Hannah Hilliard reports on the preparations, including those aimed at keeping visitors safe.
In the back kitchen at Slim McGinn's,
we have our 10,000 Reuben rolls.
Boxes and trays of Reuben rolls are ready to adorn.
Bloody Mary with a Reuben roll on top of it for dipping.
Because why not?
Yeah, well, it's one thing that hasn't been added to a Bloody Mary yet is a Reuben.
It's the Corky. mixed with the classics.
I can't wait to see people on that opening day come in and get that pup and be able to watch them in the windows being made. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You'll get at this year's Wisconsin State Fair, but you will notice some changes too.
What they'll see is hundreds of additional hand sanitizer stations throughout our expansive 200-acre fair park. Additionally, we have gone cashless at our parking and admission, so that's going to be a little bit different and helps reduce contact for us. And then lastly, our hours of operation have changed. We're now open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. and then on the final Sunday, we'll close at 10 p.m.
Masks are recommended, but not required. You may also notice this sign this year, no Milwaukee Bucks Milk House, and that's because of the team's extended championship run.
Working in tandem with them, they're not able to provide us the milk this year, but there's going to be a great setup at the Bucks Milk House. You definitely have to check it out.
And as many make their finishing touches. These 3 days you would say are tougher than the entire fair?
Oh, absolutely. You work harder these 3 days than you do the whole 11 days of the fair.
They're ready to bring back the fair.
And visitors might be able to snag some cream puffs, but organizers are cutting back on some treats.
That's right. This year, they're not selling blue ribbon brownies or cookies alongside the pastries. However, looks like it's going to be a really fun time. I've heard so many great things about the State Fair.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I know plenty of people are going to be ready to get out there and enjoy that. They hadn't done it in 2 years. That's a good while. So,
right.
You know. But as we look outside here, Peter, it's going to look a little similar, but we might be looking out for some storms later today, so it could change the pace. So for more on what to expect, let's head over to the Weather Center with Devin Biggs. And Devin, we're looking out for those storms later, but right now it's pretty smoky outside.
Yes, for those that may have went outside earlier this morning, the moon was actually a little red, and that's because we had light getting scattered away. Usually when you see white light, that means all the colors are mixed in equally, and we're seeing a lot of that scattered away because of the smoke. And here we are, though, we're putting up with some of that this morning, which is causing air quality alerts this morning as well. Across parts of Minnesota, Fargo's really bad right now with a code red air quality. That's in the unhealthy category there. So we'll see things improving a little bit later today, but the smoke won't be going away. In fact, we do have patchy fog in a few areas this morning as a result. And on top of that, some showers and a few rumbles of thunder already developing across the northwestern parts of the state. Those storms have popped up along low weak boundary off to our northwest, and now will be approaching later on. So we'll need to make sure to keep that in mind as we do move forward. That'll be moving to the southeast, and more that could occur. So scattered in nature today, still pop-ups. So just be ready for that throughout the afternoon period. Otherwise, though, set aside that chance, partly cloudy, temperatures making it into the lower 80s.
Thanks, Devin. Well, August typically means two things. Fall just around the corner, and it's also fair season. On Sunday, the United County Fair in Rhinelander wrapped up its final day of festivities. Organizers expected to see a high turnout after last year's virtual fair, but the results were beyond their expectations. Fair coordinator Tom Barnett says in just one day, they received over $1,300 in donations, and that surpasses total money raised for the entire weekend back in 2019.
We knew that people were going to be coming out and because they want to get out and do things again, but we had no idea it would be as big as it was this weekend, and it was just fantabulous.
More fairs are opening their gates this week, including the Wisconsin Valley Fair in Wausau. Fair Administrator Jody Lingenhahn says preparation never stopped during the pandemic, just slowed down. And she expects to see heightened turnout this year as well.
All those things that you just do once a year for the fair now have been 2 years since you've done them. So there's a lot of sort of dusting off that part of your brain and that process, really getting back into things and remembering, oh yeah, this is how it used to be.
And that fair starts today and it'll run through Sunday. For more information, you can visit the Wisconsin Valley Fair website.
The North Lakeland Discovery Center will kick off its online silent auction this Wednesday. You can start bidding at 9 in the morning with the auction closing August 11th at 5 p.m. Proceeds from the silent auction will go toward programs and operations at the Discovery Center. And you can click the donate button on the auction website to contribute money toward educational displays in the new Nature Center, which will be in the newly constructed addition Discovery Hall. You can find more information on the auction at the North Lakeland Discovery Center website under the Special Events tab.
The state DNR will be hosting an open house this coming Friday to celebrate 75 years of operation at the Northern Highland Fishery Research Area near Boulder Junction. It includes interactive demonstrations of the equipment and fishing techniques that staff use to collect data. The formal address will start at 1 p.m. with demonstrations, hikes, and tours lasting from 1:30 to 4. The NHFRA is one of the longest-running fishery research projects by the DNR.
The Leona Lions Club will once again be hosting the Centennial Community Soup later this week. On Saturday, organizers say you can head to Silver Lake Beach in Leona for some good old-fashioned family fun, including kids' games, food concessions, and free snow cones for children. There will also be entertainment by the Stone Soup Brothers, a Reader's Theater, and Ken Zupan's Achy Breaky Logging Show contest. Raffles will also be held to support Leona Lions Clubs for service work. That sounds really exciting there.
It really does. All right.
Well, coming up, we have some news you can use, including business travel still looking light even after restrictions have eased.
We have that, plus there's a growing list of companies enforcing mask guidelines for their employees. We'll have those stories and more consumer news after this.
Head to Auto Gear for the best in automotive accessory installation. Auto Gear installs the world's leading brands for all makes and models. Tinting, wheels and tires, custom seat covers, and so much more. Talk to an accessory specialist to see what Auto Gear can do for you.
At Save More Marketplace, our expansive produce section features a large organic selection of the freshest fruits and vegetables. Get ready to fire up your grill with the finest cuts of Black Angus beef, USDA Prime, Wagyu ribeye, over 15 varieties of brats made in-house, and so much more. Our Scratch Bakery has fresh breads and custom cakes and design specialties for any occasion. Our deli has a great selection of meats, cheeses, and quick and easy meals. And with Save More on the go, we bring the freshness to you.
Sullivan's Log Home Restoration and Remodel is your choice for log home maintenance, guaranteeing you a beautiful looking home. Sullivan's does their own milling and specializes in log replacements, sandblasting, staining, and chinking. With more than 30 years of business, Sullivan's is dependable and trustworthy, carefully tending to every detail on your home. Call us today for your free on-site estimate. Sullivan's Log Home Restoration and Remodel, serving Eagle River and the surrounding areas.
I think there are a lot of benefits to schooling our children from home. We get to spend a lot of time with them, and there are eureka moments like seeing them walk for the first time, or they figure something out and they're so excited about it.
The RVA really does work with each family to individualize each child's education to help them really succeed.
This is like the best thing in Wisconsin in terms of school.
For us, the RVA was our first and best choice of schools to choose.
We love the RVA.
The St. Germain Chamber of Commerce presents their summer concert crawl. Join us at this local establishment for great live music.
Get your gear at Auto Gear, specializing in automotive accessories. Auto Gear carries the world's leading brands for all makes and models. Lift kits, spray bed liners, trailer hitches, and so much more. Visit the showroom in Rhinelander to see what Auto Gear can do for you.
And welcome back. Here we are Tuesday morning, and we have smoke in the atmosphere. Some of you may be seeing some clouds further off toward the north. There's a little weak boundary off in parts of Canada, sending some clouds in our direction. But this at the moment is smoke, even obscuring the sun this morning. We'll see the sun rising later on this morning, though. But here's all the smoke and where it's at right now. With the thick smoke in parts of Canada and Minnesota, we'll see some of that heading in our direction later on today again. So once again, the sky looking very dreary again, as we'll be putting up with that smoke that'll be moving again with some more thicker smoke possibly moving in later on tonight. And of course, because of all this, we have air quality alerts in effect. We're in a moderate area right now, so air quality officially is okay. But meanwhile, though, farther off across Minnesota, code orange is up for some areas. So just keep that in mind this morning. Air quality may still get rough at times, at least until about noon or so today. Then we'll see things starting to improve. On top of that, though, we do have patchy fog mixing in this morning, so that's why we're seeing some reduced visibility. So just a few spots, it's very patchy in nature. On top of that, it's raining in a few areas too, up in parts of Ashland County. So not us just yet, but it's off toward the northwest, moving to the southeast, even some lightning with this as well. Maybe some quick heavy downpours. That's what we're going to be seeing today. More or so just pop up in nature, and it really popped up pretty quickly, and now it's tracking off to the southeast. So if you're in parts of Price County, I would keep an eye on this. This might be heading in your direction soon too, so it might make things a little wet within about an hour or so if it holds together. Otherwise, though, here's clouds right here, and that's all tracking down to the southeast along a frontal boundary that's up in parts of Canada right now. And really, that's about it that we're seeing at the moment. This will stay a little ways away from us and not cause us much issues. And really, any storm chances tapering off later on tonight. Otherwise, though, temperatures upper 50s right now in Rhinelander, not too bad. Lower 50s in Eagle River, so temperatures kind of all over the place this morning. But warming up nicely today into the lower 80s today and tomorrow, upper 70s to lower 80s starting Thursday and beyond. Then really getting warm Sunday into Monday, and yes, the humidity levels will be on the rise again as dew points getting close to the lower 70s, possibly by Sunday. So your air conditioner is possibly going to need to do a workout again as the humidity levels once again will be on the rise. Now, futurecast for today, the chances for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms more so pop up in nature, possible throughout the afternoon period, especially with the daytime heating with that weak boundary that will approach. Weakening tonight, skies becoming mostly clear, set aside the smoke we'll be putting up with tonight, and then more fog moving in for the daytime tomorrow. So pop-up thunderstorms today, otherwise we'll be partly cloudy with highs in the lower 80s and a west wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, mostly clear skies, more patchy smoke again, with lows in the middle 50s and a southwest breeze at around 5 miles per hour. Alrighty, your Northwoods furniture and mattress 7-day forecast. Wednesday, we do dry out after the storm chances today, but weak boundaries and weak fronts starting to approach Thursday all the way through the weekend, so weak chances of showers and thunderstorms will be possible.
Thanks, Devin. Business travel likely won't return to pre-pandemic levels before the end of 2022.
And that tops our look at consumer news this morning. A new report from Deloitte finds just over half of respondents think it won't be until the fourth quarter of 2022 before business travel gets back to where it was before COVID-19. That indicates a continued hesitancy for corporate bookings, and costs and corporate commitments to reduce carbon emissions will likely impact the volume of business travel in the future.
Square, a point-of-sale app for businesses, is diving into the growing buy now, pay later market with a deal to buy Afterpay for $29 billion. Afterpay is an Australian-based fintech company that lets you pay for purchases in installments interest-free. This is the latest move for Square, which also announced a Bitcoin business unit this year and bought a majority stake in the title streaming service. Well, the CDC's new mask guidance is creating a dilemma for corporate America and small businesses, with a growing list of companies requiring their workforce to get the COVID-19 vaccine and small businesses shifting their mask mandates.
That's right. In today's Consumer Watch, Mandy Gaither has a closer look at what it means for employees and shoppers.
Walmart and Disney now joining a growing list of companies telling employees to get the COVID-19 shot.
I think now employers need to focus on making it difficult not to be vaccinated. We're facing a strain that is far more contagious and where even vaccinated people might actually pass it on.
In May, Walmart was among the list of large retailers that removed face covering requirements for vaccinated shoppers in their stores. That move followed CDC guidance at the time easing mask wearing for people vaccinated against COVID-19.
All of these conflicting messages that are reaching both the consumer as well as these business owners really muddles the waters.
The National Retail Federation says major corporations and small businesses all want the same thing: protect their staff, customers, and the community they serve.
So if that means requiring masks, they will require masks. If that means that the recommendation would be to have everyone vaccinated that is coming in contact with the customers, then they're going to look very closely at that.
And while major retailers reevaluate their mask policies, small businesses are taking action.
Grab your temperature real quick.
Many mom and pop stores are bringing back strict mask wearing requirements for both employees and customers, hoping consumers reward them for prioritizing safety.
It made a point. We wanted something that let people know that we're serious.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Walmart also is now requiring all employees to wear masks inside stores again, regardless of their vaccination status in places with substantial or high transmission.
And meanwhile, Publix, they're announcing it will require all associates to wear masks regardless of vaccination status starting on August 12th.
Us working together, we'll be able to provide more integrated, more robust and redundant services that I think will really help the services in the communities.
Aspirus has taken ownership of a number of health clinics in north central Wisconsin.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear from officials on how this change will affect employees.
This week on Jeopardy!
Here is the guest host of Jeopardy, David Faber.
As a financial journalist, I live in a world of facts, and what I love is that that's what Jeopardy is all about.
And our new champion on an impressive run.
$291,200.
Can Matt Amodio become the next Jeopardy super champ?
Now, this is serious business.
On Jeopardy!
Weekdays at 4:30, brought to you locally by North Star Mohegan Casino Resort.
Has the pandemic interrupted your routine health care? Our exceptional team at the Lac Vie Desert Health Center is determined to get you back on track. Our comprehensive primary care services include disease management, women's health, preventative care, and more. The convenience of our walk-in clinic is available when your family needs it the most. Full access to our on-site x-ray and lab services to expedite your care. Our friendly team is excited to meet you, and we are conveniently located in the Elison Realty Building at the intersection of Highway 45 and 70.
Bassett Jewelers and Engraving in downtown Minocqua is a full-service traditional jewelry store, offering a wide range of jewelry and gift items to fit any budget. Find jewelry from classic diamonds to beautiful colored gems and pearls. Engagement rings and wedding bands for every style. Gift selections include jewelry travel cases, glassware, picture frames, and an extensive line of baby gifts. In-store jewelry repairs and engraving to personalize your gifts. Come visit us at Bassett Jewelers and Engraving in downtown Minocqua.
9 million acres of forest, 1,700 miles of continuous shoreline, 4,300 lakes, 12,000 miles of streams, more than 300 waterfalls, 15 counties, 2 time zones, and 1 area code. Welcome to the Upper Peninsula. Welcome to 906 Outdoors. For your connection to the UP, watch 906 Outdoors at a special time this week, Saturday morning at 6:30.
According to authorities, a massive sinkhole devastated several city blocks in Los Angeles. Run! Based on the size and unknown depth, there is little hope of finding any survivors.
I've got you!
Where the hell are we?
Welcome back. Well, a group of people came together to save a beached whale on the coast of Alaska recently.
That's right. Jeannie Moos has details.
If all it took was inspiration to free a whale.
Come on, I believe in you, Willie. You can do it. You can be free. Come on.
We'd have a movie. But this is a news story about a 13-year-old killer whale that got stuck on rocks and stranded as the tide went out. It happened on the aptly named Prince of Wales Island in Alaska. A couple of vessels reported the stranding to the Coast Guard, which notified National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration officials. And some good Samaritans formed a bucket brigade to keep the whale wet. A stranded whale can get attacked by birds or bears. Its own weight, once on land, can be a threat.
The animal is on its abdomen, right? And so you're putting pressure on the lungs.
The whale kept vocalizing.
Oh, okay.
As the Good Samaritans set up a seawater pump.
We did it!
To shower the whale, believed to be a juvenile female. One woman injured her foot while helping. Wildlife officials arrived and took over. After 6 hours or more stuck on land, the tide came in, the whale was refloated.
The animal was really vocalizing. And it's how they communicate and maybe calling out to their pod.
She meandered around, then headed out to sea. Okay. So there was no Free Willy moment. Yeah! But she did get showered with tender loving care. Jeannie Most, CNN, New York.
Oh, what a great story there. It's awesome to see, though, that everyone just kind of stopped what they were doing and came to help the whale in distress. And it's cool how well they worked together, from the bucket line to getting that hose set up and potentially saving that whale's life.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise he probably would have been in really deep trouble. So it's really good that somebody, those people took the time. And I love the comparison to Free Willy. I think
that would have been great,
cute,
though. At
right?
the end, had it just
a nice little dive
over.
going. Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe next time. All right, well, for now, let's head on outside. And Devin, what can we expect throughout the day? Possibly a pop-up shower or two.
Yeah, a few pop-up showers with thunderstorms. We're seeing some across the state now. We'll show you that in a few seconds. But as you head out the door this morning, you might encounter more patchy falling in a few areas this morning. We're seeing some reduced visibilities as the sun rises. We'll see that improving. Now, here's a shower and actually a few rumbles of thunder at times this morning with this tracking to the southeast. This is Price County right here. This is Oneida County to give you a point of reference. And we're seeing this right here tracking off to the southeast. So just keep that in mind this morning. The rest of the viewing area looking pretty good, but here's this wave of energy here tracking down to the south, so more development possible today. So again, pop-up showers and thunderstorms cannot be ruled out. Otherwise today, look at this, lower to middle 80s across the western parts of the state. Partly cloudy today. Again, pop-up showers and thunderstorms not out of the question. For us, we'll be in the lower 80s as well. Again, pop-up thunderstorms possible. For us, looking pretty good for parts of Green Bay with lower 80s. And then down toward the south, though, there'll be 80s in the forecast as well. They're looking pretty good over in parts of Chicago. We'll have more coming up after the break.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Introducing the biggest dreamers of the summer. The fastest, the strongest, the greatest.
The greatest of all time.
All coming together to give you the greatest show you've ever seen. The Tokyo Olympics on NBC.
The Tokyo Olympics, brought to you on NBC 12 by Toyota. Let's go places.
Yeah, well, look what I did this weekend, huh?
Your weekends brought to you by American Marine and Motorsports in Shawano and Honda Motors. We have more boats and pontoons in stock than anywhere else in Wisconsin. Check them out in the largest showroom in the USA. Buy or trade into a new boat and get out on the water today. And we'll give you the best deal, guaranteed by at least $500. Get the most out of your weekends with Honda Motors and American Marine and Motorsports Shawano.
Medical bills, missed time at work, life-changing injuries, household expenses. When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. But we've dedicated our personal injury law firm to help take this crippling burden off your back. Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
You're watching Newswatch 12 today with Peter Dubois, Sierra Whaley, and Devin Biggs.
And welcome back. Colorado's governor is requesting state and federal assistance after last week's mudslides. Governor Jared Polis announced at a news conference on Monday that he's preparing state and federal emergency disaster declarations to allocate federal resources for highway repair. The mudslides Thursday night came after several days of heavy rainfall, and the debris, which included huge boulders, damaged I-70, a major interstate for commerce, residents and tourists, and also left more than 100 vehicles stranded on the interstate, and the full extent of the damage is unknown. Parts of the interstate are still covered by 10 feet or more of mud. That's a lot of mud. and nearly 50 miles of the interstate remains closed with no estimate on when it will reopen. And that is just scary to see that happening. Whenever you get a lot of rain like that, the soil just can't take anymore. Usually you can see stuff like what you saw on your screen there, and yeah, not a good situation.
Yeah, the video is really tough, to look at it, and hearing all of those vehicles that were trapped. It's no surprise looking at that either, thinking about my vehicle. I have a small little a car there. I don't think it would make it very far in any of that as well.
No, I mean, hopefully it wouldn't get totally buried either.
Right.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, I guess it's just the amount of rain that came down, and you said the soil, that it just couldn't take it.
Yeah, soil can only take so much, and when you're especially at an angle as well, gravity starts to work against you in this situation too, because I mean the soil's already angled, so whenever you lose up some soil, it probably goes down the hill a little bit until it gets stopped. Right. Whenever you get all that water in there, that's additional weight, and it's not as much stability there, so that's why you get mudslides or landslides happening whenever you get a lot of rain, like in some spots. Well, as for us, so obviously not too many hills around here. If anything, we have trees and not enough rain. So we've had some recently, but we could use a little bit more though. In fact, we have a little bit more we are tracking this morning. Let's show you that right now. Near parts of Ashland County and areas of the northwest though, so Price County, I would keep an eye on that. Otherwise, though, we are looking pretty dry at the moment for everyone else. As we zoom things out and give you a bigger look at things here, there is a cold front up in parts of Canada. Most of that will leave us alone, but again, pop-up showers and thunderstorms common today. Just watch the skies as you go about your plans today. Otherwise, though, visibilities are kind of reduced in a few areas thanks to the fog this morning. Maybe some smoke here at the ground, too, not helping air quality out at all. Temperatures, though, not too terrible this morning in the 50s and just 140s over in parts of Tomahawk, a 140-degree reading, I should say, in parts of Tomahawk. Otherwise, though, some updates today. Now, thunderstorm chances Tuesday. Today, though, with highs in the lower 80s, partly cloudy Wednesday. More storm chances on Thursday, but temperatures not too far from average, though. We'll have to watch the humidity levels, though, because by the weekend and the next week, that could be on the rise yet again.
Yeah, well, I got to say, I've really been enjoying the nice humidity levels along with the very mellow temperatures as well. We had some 90-degree days and whatnot, but glad to see that we're, where we're supposed to be right now.
Yeah, right where we should be. Average high is 79 degrees, so actually that's lower now than our average high of 80. So we had the new data that came in for the 30-year averages. So heading into the other direction now. So who's ready for 30 below?
Not me.
Well, yeah,
I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of angry calls for saying that, so we'll see what happens.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much, Devin, for the update. Next on Newswatch 12 today, we'll hear about what the Aspirus acquisition means for its health clinics and employees.
Plus, we'll learn more about colon cancer on today's Nurse in the North. That's coming up in the next half hour. But first, you're waking up with Newswatch 12 today on NBC.
Sometimes a job is just a job. But sometimes, a job is the spark that ignites a career. Classes and programs at Nicolet can be the fuel to push you further. To earn more and do more. All you need to start is a spark.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, but you get the gifts. Get a complimentary 4-night hotel stay at over 400 great hotels. Plus an extra 20% off when you spend $3,000 or more. You get more nights and more savings the more you spend. Get a 2-night hotel stay plus an extra 10% off when you spend just $1,000. So go ahead, get that new furniture and the trip.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Buy more, save more, and get the trip. Now at Slumberland.
Here's some helpful power sports safety tips from Oneida and Vilas County. Remember that off-trail riding is trespassing and that alcohol and riding don't mix. All UTV passengers must wear safety restraints. Be sure to follow the posted speed limit. Children ages 12 to 15 must have an ATV safety certificate and be accompanied by an adult. Anyone under the age of 18 must wear a minimum Department of Transportation standard ATV or motorcycle helmet. It's your responsibility to know the laws before operating an ATV or UTV.
My name's Arthur, Merrill, Wisconsin. In August of 2019, I started getting numbness in my feet. By July of 2020, my feet were so numb, I lost a sense of balance. I thought I was walking on stilts. I seen this ad for Spinal Aid. I took 20 treatments from them, and by then my feet were 90% better and no longer felt as I was walking on stilts.
Are you experiencing weakness, numbness, and/or pain in your feet or hands? These sensations might even be affecting other areas of your body along with your balance. You might have already been diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy and are taking drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, or Cymbalta that never seems to help. Neuropathy pain ultimately diminishes your quality of life. Call Spinal Aid of Wausau today to see if our treatment methods are right for you. Call 715-203-1508 to schedule your neuropathy severity consultation or visit us at spinalaid.com.
Celebrate independent film together with the Northwoods Film Festival, August 6th and 7th at the Lakeland Cinema 6 in Woodruff. Visit online for tickets and more info.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, Aspirus took over several Ascension facilities. We'll tell you what this means for workers and patients. Plus,
starting off dry this morning, despite some smoke in the atmosphere, but there are a few rain showers already developing. Your full forecast is coming up.
Experts share their latest findings on tick populations in our area and how to avoid tick-borne disease. It's Tuesday, August 3rd.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 today starts now.
Good morning and thank you for waking up with us today. I'm Sierra Whaley here with Peter Dubois. Well, yesterday, Aspirus officially acquired Ascension's North Region assets. That means 7 hospitals, 21 clinics, more than 2,700 workers, plus air and ground transport services that used to be run by Ascension will now be run by Aspirus.
That's right. Newswatch 12's Megan Mamlock has details, including what healthcare officials say the move will mean for you.
Healthcare in rural areas face different challenges than bigger cities, and Aspirus officials say the new resources will provide the strength to improve and expand the care they deliver in northern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula.
It's harder to recruit and retain providers and caregivers and employees. It requires expertise in rural healthcare, and it requires intense collaboration and partnership to allocate resources differently so we can be efficient and effective for the communities we serve.
And for new employees, Aspirus leaders say they're making a strong commitment to keep everyone working for them.
At this point, as far as I'm aware, there is no layoffs. However, as we go forward, there's going to be a transition. We've always had a policy of making sure we find a place for our workers. They might be in different jobs in different locations.
Patients and employees will begin to see visual changes soon, but the whole transition will take some time.
Probably in the next couple weeks to a month or so, putting out some limited signage that lets people know that the change of ownership has occurred. However, the actual overall signage is slated for around December 1st.
Aspirus officials say the goal of the acquisition wasn't to get bigger, it was to improve the health care in our area.
Us working together, we'll be able to provide more integrated, more robust, and redundant services that I think will really help the services in the communities in the north be consistent, be stronger, and be more effective in bringing quality and high-quality care.
Reporting in Wausau, Megan Mamlock, Newswatch 12.
Good to hear about that ongoing transition. Of course, we'll keep you updated with those developments there as they continue that transition. But looking outdoors this morning, Sierra, not much transitioning from yesterday. We had a very nice day overall. Today, we might have to look for more of those pop-up showers, though.
Absolutely. We're not starting off as cool as we did. But in fact, you might think some of the clouds in the sky are, it's actually clouds, but it's actually some smoke. So for more on what to expect, let's head over to the Weather Center with Devin Biggs. And Devin, I couldn't get that right just now, but the clouds out there, it's not clouds, it's smoke.
Yeah, any clouds that we are seeing are northwest of us right now, but yeah, we are seeing widespread smoke across a good part of the Midwest this morning, thanks to all the wildfires in Canada and out west in the western U.S. as well. And because of this, once again, air quality alerts across parts of Wisconsin and parts of Minnesota. Got reports of code orange in parts of Minnesota this morning. Right now in Wisconsin, we're in the yellow area. Just keep that in mind. These alerts will run till noon today. Otherwise, though, Land O'Lakes, Eagle River, and Merrill see some reduced visibilities from patchy fog that has developed again this morning. With the sun rising, we will see things improving. Otherwise, though, here we are, some rain showers developing across northwestern Wisconsin. And those are tracking down to the southeast. So parts of Price County will need to watch this one. They might get wet real quick before this moves out of here. So I might just keep you inside for just a few minutes. All right, that forecast for today, though, temperatures warming up pretty nicely today. They will make it into the lower 80s, but scattered showers and thunderstorms, more so pop up in nature, will be possible throughout the day.
Thanks, Devin. Well, reports have shown tick populations have increased nationwide in recent years, and this comes as the number of tick-borne illness cases have also risen across the United States. Northern Wisconsin is known to be a tick hotbed, but the area might not be following recent trends. Local forestry officials report seeing lower tick numbers than expected this year.
This season, I would say in the 30 years I've been in the woods, this is probably the fewest number of ticks I've seen.
And Feeney attributes the decrease in ticks to weather, saying the cold temperatures and little snow last winter killed off much of the tick population. And these trends are reflected in other bug populations as well.
This is probably, if not the lowest mosquito population I've ever seen. It's one of the lowest seasons we've ever had.
Again, Feeney credits this to weather patterns, saying the relatively dry spring limited the amount of stagnant water in the woods, which is where mosquitoes thrive. But he says it's hard to tell if the trend will continue moving forward. Taking you across the country this half hour, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris meet with Latino community leaders today at the White House. The discussions in the East Room will focus on the president's economic agenda, immigration reform, and voting rights. They will also commemorate the second anniversary of the 2019 mass shooting in El Paso, Texas. President Biden will also deliver remarks on his administration's progress in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic by increasing vaccinations.
Boeing makes another attempt to launch its CST Starliner capsule on an unmanned mission to the International Space Station. It was scheduled to launch from Cape Canaveral, Florida last Friday, but NASA decided to stand down. The launch takes place at 1:20 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Boeing's second unpiloted test flight to the ISS and the last major step before the Starliner capsule proceeds with American astronauts as part of NASA's commercial crew program. The capsule failed to reach the International Space Station on its first try. That was back in December 2019 due to a software malfunction.
Well, up next on Newswatch 12 today, we'll be joined by Nurse Christina Paris from the VA.
That's right, and she'll tell us more about colon cancer and steps that you can take to keep up with your colon health. Stay with us. We're back in 2 minutes.
Introducing the biggest dreamers of the summer. The fastest, the strongest, the greatest.
The greatest of all time.
All coming together to give you the greatest show you've ever seen. The Tokyo Olympics, starting July 23rd on NBC.
Brought to you locally on NBC by Nissan.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less.
Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours.
Whether it's adapting the network for a strong signal where you work or optimizing your coverage where you play, we're always hard at work to make sure our state-of-the-art 5G network works for you.
Up to $1,200 off any 5G phone with no trade-in or hidden fees.
US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra Light Duty Crew Cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
High Point Sand and Gravel provides high-quality riprap, sand, and screened topsoil for almost any need. The high-quality rock and stone, boulders, and clear stone enhance the function and beauty of your home or business. Offering convenient delivery or pickup throughout northern Wisconsin and the UP, High Point Sand and Gravel provides premium landscaping materials, specializing in producing beautiful decorative stone for all types of landscaping projects. Contact High Point Sand and Gravel to help make your next project a dream come true.
And well, Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. We're starting to see the sun emerge from all the wildfire smoke across parts of the atmosphere this morning, and some fog in some areas as well. With the sun now out, we'll start seeing that fog decreasing in coverage. Otherwise, the big story, though, once again, it's all the wildfire smoke right here, especially across parts of Minnesota, even into parts of Canada as well. And guess where it's headed? Right toward us, with once again more wildfire smoke, and once again more of these redder shade areas. You notice the legend right here, the worse the smoke gets. So we'll be seeing more smoke moving in yet again as we head towards overnight tonight. And because of all this, air quality alerts run until about noon today for us. Although we're looking pretty good at the moment, though, across parts of Minnesota. Code orange is out again this morning, so air quality not being good at all thanks to all the wildfire smoke, and that's going to continue to stick around for the foreseeable future. Meanwhile, though, we're seeing reduced visibilities again from fog in Land O'Lakes, Diego River, also Merrill as well, and many other areas too, so just keep that in mind as you do travel this morning. Some other reduced visibilities from the haze or the smoke in the atmosphere, but there is some rain developing too, just to the northwest of Price County and parts of Ashland County and areas to the northwest, and this right here is tracking down to the southeast, so it really developed pretty quickly, and even some lightning with it within the last few frames tracking down to the southeast. So you might notice a quick heavy downpour with this, and it'll be all over. But yeah, Price County though, be watching this. This will be heading toward you, so a quick little downpour though before things begin to ease up there. All part of a front right here though. That's not going to be moving all that much, but it's definitely sending some energy though in our direction. So temperatures this morning in the lower to middle 50s overall. We did have an upper 40 reading across parts of Tomahawk earlier, but we're going to be seeing those temperatures rising today to the lower 80s. So 1 degree technically above, 2 degrees technically above average today. We'll be in the lower 80s as we do move forward, but looking pretty good. Then it gets warm again as we head towards next week. So once again, temperatures and dew points will be rising again. We can show you those dew point forecasts here. We're going to be seeing 60s through the weekend, and even getting close to 70 degrees possibly as we head towards Sunday. We'll be fine-tuning that as we get closer, but be ready. It's going to get humid around here again. But again, today as we do backtracks, a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms possible today along that front. Dissipating tonight, skies becoming mostly clear, set aside the smoke in the atmosphere, and then more clouds starting to approach as we head towards tomorrow. So your forecast for today, pop-up thunderstorms possible. We'll have highs in the lower 80s, and that west wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight time, mostly clear skies, some patchy smoke possible. Lows in the middle 50s, and that southwest wind at around 5 miles per hour. And your Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. We're drying out by Wednesday, starting out with some sunshine, clouds increasing by the afternoon period. Then weak systems start to approach Thursday through the weekend, so chances of thunderstorms exist during that time.
Thanks, Devin. Colorectal cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death among men and women combined in the U.S. And joining us this morning to tell us more about this is Nurse Christina Paris from the VA. So good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks.
Absolutely. So, this is a very intense topic. So just to start off, what is colon cancer and who is at risk?
So colon cancer is cancer that's in the colon, which is the last part of the intestines, and it's the largest. And it's for people over the age of 50 are at risk. African American race is at higher risk. People who have family histories, inherited syndromes can increase it. People who have sedentary lifestyles, obesity, smoking, even high alcohol, or some people who have had radiation therapy for cancers can also be at risk.
And you mentioned, one of those higher risk groups are people over the age of 50, right? So as we're getting older, this is something we want to think about. And one way to, for us to know whether we're safe or not is to get a colonoscopy. So that's something that maybe a lot of people are afraid of doing, but why is it important, and how can it help find that cancer?
Yeah, so I am over the age of 50. I'll disclose that, and just had my first colonoscopy.
Well, congratulations.
So, yay. But it is important because polyps are some of the first signs of cancer. Sure. And if it's detected and they can remove those polyps, you can basically eliminate your risk of cancer.
Wow.
So colonoscopies can seem kind of scary. You know, I know the prep you have to do, all I had to do was drink Miralax mixed in with Gatorade. Really wasn't so bad. The taste wasn't bad. It's a lot to drink, but then it cleans you out and you're good to go. I know my second thing when I went in there was that I was really embarrassed. I mean, who wants to, you know, go in, and it's quite invasive and personal. But the nurse practitioner that I had talked to, the nurse anesthetist, said, come on, you're in healthcare, you know. And I thought, you're right, you know, and it made me think, if you're a mechanic, you know, and you see a car, you're like, that is a beautiful car. That is really a nice looking car. But when you're working on the car, you're thinking about the details, you know, what's making that noise? Why is it clicking? So you're very detail oriented, focused on trying to fix it. Well, in healthcare, that's how we look at things too. So when we're dealing with parts that might be a little more embarrassing, we're not thinking that in healthcare, we're thinking about the details. So I went in, had blankets up to my, you know, chin, and when I woke up, blankets were still up to my chin. So you have no idea that anything ever happened.
I think that's really great. I love how you compared it to a mechanic, and it's also just really good to encourage and, you know, kind of just get that stigma out of there about this, because it's really important and, like you said, can be life-saving.
Right, absolutely, and so easy to do. And there's other tests too that you can do. So besides the colonoscopy, there are those Cologuard. We see commercials for that all the time. That combines DNA, because our body, just like when our skin, you know, we get flakes of skin everywhere, it's kind of gross, but our body inside is shedding too. So it comes out in our stool, and when we do those stool tests, we can see if you have polyps or any signs of colon cancer. And then there's the occult fit tests that are just blood. But you definitely want to talk to your provider to see what is best for you.
Well,
yeah,
great.
It's really interesting.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Nurse Christina, for talking to us about this. It's such an intense topic, but it's very, very important.
It is.
So.
It is. Not as bad as you think.
Yeah, you inspired others, you know, just to go and get it. So we thank you so much.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right. Well, coming up, we have what's trending, including a 106-year-old veteran celebrating his birthday. We'll tell you his story.
Plus, this father and son duo showed us a little paddling can go a long way. We'll have those stories up next in What's Trending.
Shot a man while robbing his castle. Bobby Sue took the money and run.
The Vilas County Fair, August 12th through the 15th at the Fairgrounds in Eagle River. Enjoy midway rides all weekend long, wristband specials, food and beverages, open class exhibits, 4 nights of live entertainment, and no gate charge. Come join the fun.
The Diocese of La Crosse televised Mass, Sundays at 6:30 a.m. on this station. Please join Bishop Callahan and the priests and faithful of the diocese Sunday mornings at 6:30 a.m.
Carpet City.
Come to Carpet City Flooring Center and get the toughest waterproof floors in the industry, where they're in stock and on sale. Rigid Maximum XL is 50% thicker and 30% longer, resulting in maximum durability, which is perfect for active families and pets. Not to mention, it's easy to install. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center to get your Rigid Maximum XL waterproof floors today.
Carpet City. Our prices will floor you.
When you shop and donate to Goodwill, the good starts with you. Whether you shop Goodwill for the thrill of the treasure hunt, incredible values on back-to-school items, do-it-yourself project inspiration, or brand names for less, you can feel good about the impact you make. Your support keeps items out of the landfill and fuels job training and opportunities for people with barriers to employment in your community. When you shop and donate back to school at Goodwill, Goodwill starts with you.
At Len's Truck, we've made the buying experience fast and easy. All our trucks are guaranteed clean, certified, can be bought hassle-free online, and can be delivered right to your door. It's our way of saying thanks to our past and future customers for the last 35 years. And when you buy a Len's Truck, know that you're buying the best used truck money can buy. Go now to lenstruck.com. You'll find over 800 used trucks, all priced to move. Go now to lenstruck.com.
Len's Truck.
Quality Homes of Tomahawk is now featuring modular homes by Wisconsin Homes. Also selling new and used single and sectional manufactured homes at discount prices.
Put your cornhole skills to the test at the Colorama Cornhole Classic Saturday, September 18th at St. Germain Community Park. All skill levels welcome. Pre-registration appreciated.
Beautiful home in Mass City, Michigan with 263 acres being sold to the highest bidder regardless of price. Sunday, August 15th. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
About 6:18 and time now for what's trending. It may or may not be a record, but for 13 months, 17-year-old Will Addison from Maine has been hiking thousands of miles of New England trails, not to mention all 2,200 miles of the Appalachian Trail, and all for a good cause. Every mile of Addison's treks raises money for Save One Life to assist people in developing countries with bleeding disorders. Addison himself has hemophilia, and his goal was to raise $2,000. He's now racked up more than $30,000, and that is an incredible accomplishment and some incredible views along the way, I gotta say. You know, you guys know I grew up in New England, and in New Hampshire there's a bunch of 4,000-footer mountains that are a lot of people try to conquer all of them, and eventually that might be one of my goals one day too, but just some beautiful sights up there too. And there he is on top of Mount Washington. Really cool stuff.
Absolutely. And you know, it's always, I feel like these things are taken into people's hands that are experiencing this themselves, or they're very close with somebody who is experiencing a disorder like that, and you know, they're just motivated to you know, to help others and doing it in such interesting ways. I feel like a lot of people are getting creative with that.
Yeah, great. It's great to get creative, and I'm sure a lot of still planning had to go in there because he's hiking the entire Appalachian Trail, and that's a pretty long trail that stretches, I think, across multiple states too, if I remember correctly, right? You probably have a better idea, right?
Yeah, I believe it does, and you know, what's really cool about this too is like this wouldn't really be possible, I feel like, without the power of social media. You know, because anyone before that could have like hiked all this and probably not gained nearly as much momentum.
Oh yeah, I mean, social media has changed things. It has its pros and it has its cons, and this is one of the pros right there of just seeing a good cause, and of course trying to help those out that just need that help, especially those over the ocean.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a good cause, a father and son duo have completed a 200-mile journey down the Chesapeake Bay to raise money for families in need of financial support due to COVID-19. Hurley Mayer and his 13-year-old son Andreas pulled into Cape Charles for a night of rest on Thursday, and one final leg remaining of a 2-week kayaking journey down the Chesapeake Bay that started outside of Elkton, Maryland. It took 14 days, paddling 15 to 20 miles a day. But the pair say they accomplished all their goals, which was to spend time together, to have fun together, and to challenge themselves a little bit. And, you know, just, of course, another example. And, you know, the challenge can come from, you know, simply working your arms out with kayaking to, you know, the fact that you're taking the time to, you know, raise the awareness. We're still going through things. There's still many families in need. And so just another inspirational story. It's just good to see people, you know, helping others.
Absolutely. I think that's a really strong message, you know, still as we're trying to pull ourselves out of this pandemic, things, you know, opening back up, right? We still got to remember that, like you said, a lot of people still struggling, a lot of families still affected, especially financially and health-wise. So it's really great to see, you know, just these two guys are doing something about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Anytime you can help somebody out, whenever with the way this pandemic has been, and obviously not done yet. We were put in with the Delta variant now, and I'm sure everyone's getting sick and tired of it. Trust me, I think we're all there too. We're all sick and tired of this, right?
Oh, for sure.
But obviously, we just gotta keep pushing on, doing what we gotta do to keep each other safe and kind of move forward in that direction. Obviously, just help out, to help your neighbor out. Just a small act of kindness can go a long ways. So meanwhile, though, a community in California celebrates a man they've named on National Treasure on his 106th birthday. Major William White is one of the longest living World War II veterans. The Stockton community honored him with a parade Saturday, and White entertained the partygoers with tales of his time in combat. His most memorable moment, he recalls, was when the flag was raised over Iwo Jima. White was surrounded by his daughters and grandchildren, and many grandchildren, for the occasion. Excuse me. He was born in 1915. White joined the military in 1934, and White's daughters say that Veteran Affairs informed their family that their father is one of the 3 longest living World War II veterans. And that is just so cool to see. There's not many World War II veterans around these days. And it's cool to see that many of those living some long lives and getting the praise years later, too. I mean, not only for a birthday, but all those, I mean, for the years of service, too. I mean, and thank you to all those that served today and those that served in the past, too. I mean, they put their lives on the line in dramatic changes, and some of them psychological, some of those physical, and this for all of us to enjoy the freedoms, like for us here sitting on this couch.
Right, and what an accomplishment that is. You know, 106 years old. That is so cool and just amazing. Like that he was able to be surrounded by all those family and friends. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I can't imagine the stories that he's told, but you know, I know that that's going to be held closely to anybody who he's touched. So that's really cool.
Oh yeah, and it's touching to just hear those stories too. Meanwhile, though, your forecasts are a little short on time here. We have a little bit of rain approaching from the northwest to the southeast, allowing scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder developing today, ending by tonight. We'll have more coming up after the break.
Let's dive into Lake Minocqua for an evening showing of Creature from the Black Lagoon. August 14th at Torpy Park. Watch the movie from your boat or afloat in the water. Pre-show beach party starts at 5:30 p.m. For ticket and event information, visit letsminocqua.com/dive-in.
Northwoods Furniture and Mattress. Let us help make your home your own with furniture and mattresses you love. Home furnishings from Lazy Boy, Flex Steel, Smith Brothers, and more. The area's largest selection of quality Amish-built furniture with many styles and custom options. Find top brand mattresses in stock, including Sealy, Serta, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. Need furniture now? We sell our floor models with new arrivals weekly. Stop in our 2 locations in Eagle River with exceptional selection, service, and savings. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress.
When it comes to your vision, the Eye Clinic of Wisconsin is leading the way for cataract patients with the addition of Light Adjustable Lens, the first and only solution that can be customized after cataract surgery, giving you the unique ability to adjust and preview your vision until it meets its full potential. Our physicians perform this optimization in clinic through a series of non-invasive light treatments that takes only minutes. Learn all about how the Light Adjustable Lens can benefit you. The Eye Clinic of Wisconsin.
Rock Oil Refining is looking for your business. We pick up and recycle used oil and other liquid and solid waste with our specialized collection trucks, making it convenient, affordable, and reliable for you. We're licensed, insured, and follow federal and state recycling regulations that work for the environment, not against it. Let our waste collection system work for you. We can come to pick it up or what option works best for you. To learn more about our collection and recycling services, visit rockoilrefining.com or call us today.
Jeopardy has a new champion on a big run. 9 wins and...
he became the 8th highest money winner in Jeopardy history.
Will this game make it a perfect 10? Next Jeopardy!
Jeopardy! Weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
The Olympic Games are on, and so is Toyota's national sales event. Now's the time to get a great deal on the 2021s while they last. Like Camry, Highlander, RAV4, and more. Ooh, she sticks the landing.
Right now, get $750 customer cash on a new 2021 Camry, CHR, RAV4, Venza, or Highlander.
But it all ends September 7th.
Toyota, let's go places.
All right, as you get ready to hit the road this morning, a few scattered showers across parts of Ashland County and tracking to the southeast, so heading toward parts of Price County. So you might notice a quick rainfall this morning. That'll begin to taper off later on, so it's not going to last very long. We have this little weak wave of energy here, so scattered showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder possible throughout the afternoon period today. Your travel forecast coming up for today. Here we are with lower to middle 80s across the western parts of the state. Mixture of clouds and sun and a few pop-up thunderstorms possible as well. We have that opportunity too with temperatures in the lower 80s and looking pretty good in Green Bay too, partly cloudy with lower 80s in the forecast. In other areas though, seeing lower 80s in the forecast and even in parts of Chicago. Decent day to celebrate your birthday outdoors today. Here's a look at the Birthday Club.
And in my heart you will remain forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young.
Introducing the biggest dreamers of the summer. The fastest, the strongest, the greatest.
The greatest of all time.
All coming together to give you the greatest show you've ever seen. The Tokyo Olympics on NBC.
The Tokyo Olympics, brought to you on NBC 12 by Toyota. Let's go places.
Attention homeowners, you may remember we started out looking for 50 homes, then down to 30. Thank you for your response. And now down to 20 homeowners. You don't want to miss out. Remember, we can take those old energy-wasting windows out and install new windows as part of our home evaluation program here at Mad City Windows. We're going to install the Eco Sky windows with Sky Mirror technology. We're going to give your home an energy upgrade. You're going to love these new windows. Mad City is your window and bath partner of the Green Bay Packers. Remember, we're looking for 20 homeowners. Zip code and location are very important, and you're going to save a lot of money on new windows. Free installation. 18 months, no payments and no interest financing as we compensate you for your time. $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 715-690-3085. Let me give you that number again. 715-690-3085. Are your old windows trying to tell you something? Then do like over 50,000 satisfied customers. Give us a call here at Mad City Windows for new windows that will look great in your home and save you money. The Eco Sky windows are airtight, 114% more airtight than the competition. You can count on us to do the job on time and on budget. Call right now to be one of 20 homeowners to save a lot of money on new windows. Zip code and location are important. We'll put a good neighbor sign in your yard. Curb appeal counts. Call in now to get free installation on a house full of new windows. Now, more than 20 will call in, but you need to call now. 18 months, no payments and no interest financing, and a $50 Amazon gift card with estimate. Call 715-690-3085. Let me give you that number again. 715-690-3085.
Buy art supplies, computers, whatever needs to be purchased.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, we'll find out how the state budget is impacting schools ahead of the fall. Plus,
starting off dry this morning, but a few of us might be about to get wet. Your full forecast is coming up.
And President Biden will deliver a progress report on the fight against COVID-19 as many hospitals are once again becoming overwhelmed. It's Tuesday, August 3rd.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 today starts now.
As we all know, the start of school is right around the corner, and that means there's a lot of questions still on the table.
That's right. State education leaders met up to discuss how the budget may affect the upcoming school year. Newswatch 12's Cooper Henkel reports.
Wisconsin's education leaders met for the Wisconsin Public Education Network's 7th annual Summer Summit.
To energize and represent the public schools across the state of Wisconsin.
State leaders criticized the Republican budget for not putting more funding toward education. The signed budget is an increase from the previous 2 years' spending, but Governor Evers' original proposal had called for significantly more in the new budget.
Our legislative leaders decided to point to one-time federal grants provided by Congress as a solution. Make no mistake about this funding, it is not money that can be easily programmed into schools.
Earlier concerns about rulemaking around federal dollars pushed Republican leaders to cut taxes and cover the funding gap with state dollars, meeting the expected requirements. But Evers says that still isn't enough.
I called the legislature into special session to invest that $550 million in our kids and schools, with more than $400 million of those funds going towards increasing per pupil aid.
But the move went nowhere last week.
Frankly, it wasn't surprising that Republicans gavelled in and gavelled out without a single word of debate,
prompting the governor to announce his plan for helping cover what educators say is a large resource gap in the state, made worse by COVID-19.
That's also why I am directing $100 million of our COVID-19 relief funds to provide new funding for our schools to help cover the expenses. provide additional educational or mental health supports, buy art supplies, computers, whatever needs to be purchased, whatever they need.
For Newswatch 12, I'm Cooper Henkel.
Well, of course, we'll keep you updated with any further developments there. But, Peter, as we look outside, we're going to have to watch out for some storms later today.
Yeah, it shouldn't be anything to really worry about. But for more what to expect, let's head on over to our weather center with Devin Biggs in to tell us what's going on out there. And it's more going to be a pop-up storm, Devin, that could actually end up missing us.
Yeah, some areas may not see rain today. Others may not. Some may will. It's kind of that balance today between the pop-up showers and thunderstorms. But let's start here with the air quality problem this morning, though. Again, air quality alerts in effect till about noon today. We can see we do have code orange alerts in parts of Minnesota. For us, we're in the yellow area, so we're still okay for now, but just keep an eye on things. You might need to stay inside briefly. But with the sun up, trying to get through that smoke, we're starting to see the fog starting to lift. So any patchy fog this morning starting to go away. And now we're starting to see some rain developing just to our northwest. That might skirt parts of Price County. So especially the western parts of the county may get wet briefly before things begin to ease up. A quick zooming in of that there will show that we're going to keep seeing that starting to approach as it tracks down to the south, and there'll be more chances for some developing later on. Your day planner today, temperatures warming up nicely today. Lower 80s coming up by the afternoon period with a mixture of clouds and sun and pop-up storms.
Thanks, Devin. Well, Wisconsin DHS has announced the state will receive nearly $50 million in funding from the federal government to address mental health and substance abuse needs. The funding, part of the American Rescue Plan, will add money through supplements to Wisconsin's existing share of the Community Mental Health Services Block Grant and the Substance Abuse Prevention and Treatment Block Grant. DHS has submitted plans for this funding to the Federal Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. The plans for this funding are the result of consultations with service providers, advocates, and those struggling with mental health and substance use challenges.
Like much of the country, the COVID-19 picture in Wisconsin has changed in the last few weeks, with the number of new cases rising quickly, but other measures rising more modestly. Now, on Monday, the State Department of Health Services reported 486 new confirmed cases. We're now averaging close to 800 per day statewide in the last week. However, DHS reported no new deaths, and we're averaging just 1 new death per day in the last week. But some of these new cases are very serious. COVID-19 hospitalization numbers are rising again in most parts of the state, including the North Central region, though not as quickly as case numbers are rising.
And the overwhelming majority of recent COVID-19 related deaths and hospitalizations have been among people who are not vaccinated. Just over 52% of all people in Wisconsin have now received at least 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, including more than 84% of people over the age of 65.
Meanwhile, the Wisconsin Medical Society, that's the state's largest physicians organization, is urging all healthcare organizations to make the COVID-19 vaccine mandatory for all employees. The plea echoes those from dozens of national healthcare organizations, including the American Medical Association, calling for employer-mandated vaccines. The organization's task force chairman, David Letzer, says in part, quote, "The only hope to beat this virus is through a significant increase in vaccinations. Mandates similar to what we already have in place for measles or influenza are needed," end quote. The Medical College of Wisconsin, Children's Wisconsin, the Mayo Clinic Health System, and Ascension Wisconsin all require employer-mandated vaccinations.
Well, the country reached a vaccination milestone on Monday, and that tops our news making national headlines this morning. White House COVID-19 Data Director Cyrus Shapar announced via Twitter that 70% of adults in the U.S. have had at least 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. Shapar also said that 468,000 doses have been administered and 320,000 people are newly vaccinated. He says the 7-day average of newly vaccinated is the highest since July 4th, which is also when the Biden administration had previously wanted to meet the 70% threshold.
Cars were stacked and packed in South Florida as people waited in long lines for drive-through COVID tests. There were 6 lines of vehicles at this drive-through site in Hialeah in Miami-Dade County, with people turning out for testing in droves as Florida continues to break records for daily cases of COVID-19 and for hospitalizations. More than 10,000 people are hospitalized with confirmed cases in the state, and some hospitals are just out of beds, with the Sunshine State now leading the country in per capita hospitalizations for the virus. The wait was hours long for testing in Fort Lauderdale, and the city is adding more testing stations while asking people to both plan ahead and pack some patience. Well, a rush to get vaccinated as the Delta variant creates a resurgence of COVID cases. More people are rushing to get shots and get tested, and businesses are cracking down on who can enter their doors. NBC's Tracy Potts has more.
The U.S. has once again hit 100,000 new COVID cases in a day after reaching President Biden's goal of getting 70% of Americans partially vaccinated, nearly a month late.
Americans are seeing the risk and impact of being unvaccinated and responding with action.
Vaccinations are up 70%.
They're asking for the vaccine now. They like, just give it to me. We want to get it.
In Florida, people are waiting hours at testing centers. The state is adding more. Hospitals across the nation are overrun with COVID patients. The federal government sent a disaster team to Louisiana, where the governor just reinstated a mask mandate.
We're the worst in the country in terms of this COVID surge.
South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham is in quarantine after testing positive. The focus now, reducing the spread. More states and businesses are requiring vaccinations or frequent testing. Facebook, Broadway, New York's Transit Authority, SoulCycle, and Uber and Walmart corporate offices. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Well, coming up next in sports, we'll give you a recap of Game 1 between the Brewers and the Pirates.
Plus, the Packers reached another milestone regarding their team's health.
And smoke in the atmosphere not helping our air quality this morning, and we're also watching some rain. Your full forecast coming up next.
Today, we're turning these peaches into a fresh pie that's comfort at its best. With pie this good, you'll never want to make another dessert.
Looks like it's time to trade, because it's trade month at your local Ford dealers. Get more cash for your eligible trade-in. Any brand, any model, all month long. Get Trade Assist cash on top of what your eligible vehicle is worth and trade up to a new Ford SUV. Your trade-in is worth more than you think, only during trade month. Right now, get up to $1,000 Trade Assist bonus cash on eligible models. It's trade month at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Celebrate independent film together with the Northwoods Film Festival, August 6th and 7th at the Lakeland Cinema 6 in Woodruff. Visit online for tickets and more info. At PC Mobile, we're here to help. Ready to purchase a new computer, tablet, or phone? Or do you need to get your current machine up and running? Diagnose, repair, upgrade, or replace, we can help. PC Mobile, your electronics experts in downtown Woodruff.
You blink, and 2 years have passed. Time moves that quickly. It's your time, too. You can go to college. You can have a career. You can earn more. For your family, for your future, for you. Just think what you can accomplish in your next blink.
Whether it's for work or play, you want a truck that'll get the job done right. We have them all. Half-ton trucks, Power Strokes, Cummins, Duramax, SUVs, over 800 to choose from. Know that all Lens trucks are fully inspected, certified clean, can be purchased online, and can be delivered right to your door. It's our way of saying thanks to our past and future customers for the last 35 years. Go now to lenstruck.com.
Lens Truck.
Mondays on Newswatch 12 today features Mugshot Monday. But what exactly is Mugshot Monday?
It starts with the opportunity to win a 12-ounce bag of coffee, with the coffee being sourced from in between the tropics across the world, then brought in here to Eagle River Roasters and roasted to perfection.
Have a great day. Thank you. And with that, you win an Eagle River Roasters coffee mug, perfect for that first cup of coffee with your favorite morning crew.
And join us Monday mornings for this week's winner.
Register online at WJFW.com.
Introducing the biggest dreamers of the summer. The fastest, the strongest, the greatest.
The greatest of all time.
All coming together to give you the greatest show you've ever seen. The Tokyo Olympics on NBC.
The Tokyo Olympics, brought to you on NBC 12 by Lake of the Torches Resort Casino and Aspirus Health.
And welcome back. We've made it to Tuesday morning. The sun is up, but it's definitely filtered under a lot of smoke once again in parts of the atmosphere this morning. It's pretty thick across parts of Minnesota, especially across parts of Canada too. Moving down to the south once again. And we are watching some clouds that'll be moving in too. So you know what the legend here, the thicker the smoke is in this area here. And we are going to be watching more wildfire smoke approaching later on today, and especially overnight tonight. However, air quality also suffering here. We have air quality alerts for the counties highlighted here in the gray across parts of Minnesota and us as well. For us, we'll drop at noon today. Minnesota seeing some code orange alerts though right now. For us, maybe not too bad. We're in a moderate area. We'll have to keep an eye on that today and for the next few days too as that smoke continues to move through. But the good news is with the sun rising, the fog starting to go away. So any haze that you're seeing at this point, probably that wildfire smoke that continues to stick around. The good news is also some rain starting to develop too and starting to move to the south. So it looks like it will clip parts of Price County, especially the western edge here. And that'll track down to the south. And right now that's the only thing we're watching, but we will be watching though for more development later on. So as this does continue to track to the south, just be ready. You might get wet for a few minutes and then that will begin to go away. Meanwhile, right now we are watching, again, this little boundary here tracking to the south. The cold front actually is in parts of Canada still. And it won't move much farther down to the south, but the energy will get ahead of it. And that's why we are watching for pop-up showers and thunderstorms that could occur again today, like in parts of Taylor County and even parts of Oneida County yesterday, too. Temperatures right now in the 50s in Whitelander, lower 50s in Narrow, lower 60s in Wausau this morning. With a decent warm-up today into the lower 80s today and tomorrow, upper 70s for your Thursday. Then lower 80s starting Friday and Saturday, then really getting warm Sunday and a Monday. Our average high being 79 degrees for this time of the year. And we'll be watching our muggy meter as well. Dew points will be on the rise through the weekend, especially as we head towards Sunday with dew points possibly in the 70s. So once again, it's going to get humid around here, so be ready for that. But otherwise, so today, those scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder, more so pop up in nature. It will dissipate later on tonight. Skies becoming mostly clear, set aside that smoke we'll be seeing tonight. Then once again, more clouds approaching for the daytime tomorrow, ahead of a few weak systems that will be heading in our direction. So pop-up thunderstorms today will have highs in the lower 80s and a west breeze at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight time, mostly clear skies, patchy smoke hanging around yet again. We'll have lows in the middle 50s and a southwest breeze at around 5 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, highs in the lower 80s and a southwest breeze at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. In our Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast, we'll be watching for weak systems starting to approach as we head towards Thursday, lasting all the way through the weekend. And each day, though, the humidity levels will be climbing as temperatures also climb. And it'll feel pretty warm on Sunday and again on Monday.
Thanks, Devin. Well, it was a very busy day in the NBA yesterday. Free agency began and players were on the move.
That's right. So what does this mean for the Bucks? Newswatch 12's Griffin Stroing has you covered.
Since July 1st, the Brewers have been one of the best teams in baseball. Something that probably helped, though, was that they've played the worst team in baseball a lot. They're going against the Pittsburgh Pirates in this one, and in the 6th inning, Eduardo Escobar. It's his home debut. He hits a triple down the right field line. Omar Narvaez getting on the Jets, scores all the way from first. The Brewers are going to go up 2-0 at this point. And then in the 7th, Escobar raises the bar even more. A 3-run blast, his 24th home run of the year. His Milwaukee career is off to a great start. The Brewers win Game 1 of this series. Now, one Brewer you did not see last night was Josh Hader. He will be out a minimum of 10 days because he was placed on the COVID-19 injured list. He is the 4th Brewer to be added to the list, which includes Christian Yelich. To replace Hader for the foreseeable future, Milwaukee acquired 38-year-old John Axford for $1. Axford pitched for the Brewers from 2009 to 2013 and set a team record by collecting 46 saves in 2011. High school football may have just started their season yesterday, but the pros in Green Bay have been working for a while now. The Packers are still preparing for their first preseason game of the year while at training camp. Green Bay has had many high moments during camp. Of course, how could we forget about Aaron Rodgers making the return to the organization, for example? A low was last week, though, when head coach Matt LaFleur told the media that the team did not meet the NFL's protocol for team vaccination rates. COVID-19 can really hurt teams this season because they could have to forfeit games if the team has a breakout. But yesterday, some good news was delivered.
Right now, we've got 11 guys that aren't. All we're going to do is continue to tell them what the protocols are and try to educate guys as best we can and give them the information, and then they got to make the decision for themselves.
Now, while 11 unvaccinated players sounds like a decent amount, that's pretty good for Green Bay. The Packers currently have 89 players on the roster, which means that 87.6% of the players are vaccinated. The NFL's desired vaccination rate is 85%. The Bucs are still living in the moment after becoming NBA champions. The team will forever go down as one of Milwaukee's best, but we knew that the whole team would look different next year. A huge piece of their championship-winning team is leaving Milwaukee. P.J. Tucker is taking his talents to South Beach to play for the Miami Heat. The 36-year-old signed a 2-year contract worth $15 million. But hey, in some good news, free agent Bobby Portis is staying with the Bucs. Portis signed a 2-year deal worth $9 million. The contract is slightly more money than the player option he turned down last month. It should be great to see Bobby Portis back in Milwaukee. I can already hear the chants. Bobby, Bobby, Bobby.
Thank you so much, Griffin. It's definitely going to be good to see him back there.
It will be. He brings a lot of intensity.
Absolutely. Well, coming up, we'll give you a look ahead at all of the Olympic events to watch out for.
But first, Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with a recipe for peachy keen cream pie.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
This is the time of year that fresh peaches are pretty much available everywhere at some really reasonable prices. And that means we can turn them into cobblers, add them to our smoothies, or best of all, use them in all sorts of baked goods, like the creamy, dreamy pie that we're making today. We start by lining a pie plate with either a homemade or refrigerated pie crust and fluting the edges. Now, in a small bowl, we combine some brown sugar, flour, a touch of cinnamon, and a pinch of salt. After giving this a stir, we add some fresh cream and give it a mix. Now, we fill our pie crust with a good amount of sliced fresh peaches and pour the cream mixture over them. After baking it and letting it cool at room temp, into the fridge it goes until it's time for dessert. Right before serving, finish it with dollops of fresh whipped cream and thin slices of fresh peaches for an even fancier look. This pie is everything we love about fresh summer dessert. To get the recipe for our peachy keen cream pie, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a peachy delicious way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Eagle Floor Covering on Twilight Lane, Eagle River.
The new Valuist menu from Taco John's is just like every other value menu, except not at home. Because for just $1, $2, or $3, you'll find the baconiest, guaciest, steakiest, most deliciousest value menu ever. Plus, now try our new $3 spicy steak and potato griller or our new $2 cold brew coffee in vanilla or mocha. The Valuist menu is the bestest value menu ever. The new Valuist menu, only at Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Let's dive into Lake Minocqua for an evening showing of Creature from the Black Lagoon, August 14th at Torpy Park. Watch the movie from your boat or afloat in the water. Pre-show beach party starts at 5:30 p.m. For ticket and event information, visit letsminocqua.com/dive-in.
The St. Germain Chamber of Commerce presents their summer concert crawl.
Join us at this local establishment for great live music.
Rhinelander Chrysler Jeep Ram. A great selection and great employees equal the greatest experience. 3620 North Highway 47, Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
Beautiful home in Mass City, Michigan with 263 acres being sold to the highest bidder regardless of price. Sunday, August 15th. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Land O'Lakes, Wisconsin is calling your name. Our growing community is ideal for a getaway or even a new place to live. Adventurous types can find thrilling ways to explore the outdoors, while others soak in the serenity of nature. Families can ride bikes through picturesque trails or check out the quaint library, while golfers hit the green. Take a stroll through our charming downtown and dig into decadent supper club fare. Land O'Lakes has everything you need to LOL. Live out loud, that is.
The Whitetail Inn of St. Germain. With a 5-star rating by Wedding Wire and winning 4 consecutive Couples Choice Awards, your dream wedding becomes a reality at the Whitetail Inn.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Builders Service Incorporated, Elco. You're watching Newswatch 12 today with Peter Dubois, Sierra Whaley, and Devin Biggs.
Welcome back. Well, here is a look at some of the bigger events we are expecting today at the Tokyo Games. All eyes on gymnastics as Simone Biles returns to competition, this time in the balance beam final. She won the bronze medal in the beam in 2016, and we will take a look at the men's springboard final. Andrew Capobianco won a silver in the synchronized springboard final last week and is in the field.
And we're back to the track for the women's 400-meter hurdles with 3 Americans looking for medals. And that is our Olympic look ahead for the day. You can catch all that action and more right here on NBC. And I gotta say, it's been a really exciting game so far, you guys.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying that. And just for an update, I think that we all 3 saw that Biles came out with a bronze.
Yeah. Simone Biles did win a bronze from that. You'll see that coverage in primetime tonight on NBC. So congratulations to her, and Team USA doing really good so far, but China not too far behind. Again, so only 1 total medal separates USA and China. So some tight competition right now for the top right now. So we'll see what happens there as we do move forward. But meanwhile, though, your trivia question for today, we're going to make you think. What is the warmest temperature that we've seen so far this summer? 90 degrees, 94 degrees, 97 degrees, or 99 degrees? That answer when we come back.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River.
Accidents happen, and when they do, demand the best. At Shimkus Auto Body, we believe in quality work. Our certified technicians have years of experience and care about your car. At Shimkus Auto Body, you know you'll be dealing with a company that's been in business for over 30 years. We're so proud of our work that we've put our family name right on the door. Shimkus, a name you can trust.
It's all gone. We better go get some more Minocqua popcorn. What do you think? Let's go. We're gonna take off and have a great day together.
What kind of popcorn do you think you want today?
Cheese and caramel?
No, I'd like something new today. The cheesy potato puffs.
Good choice.
This is Dave. He donates blood regularly. This is Mason. He was diagnosed with cancer at age 3 and received weekly transfusions. Mason is one of the many lives Dave has helped save. Jennifer started donating last week. Jeff just found out he'll need surgery next week. Neither Jeff nor Jennifer know it, but her blood will help Jeff get through his surgery. This is Lauren. She'll need a blood transfusion in 2 weeks. Will your donation save her life? Donate today. You'll save lives tomorrow.
The kitchen remodel project was a major project. After checking around, we went to Featherstone, and we were so glad we did. There was electrical work, plumbing, enlarging a doorway, and of course, all the cabinets, countertops, and fixtures. The minute I walked in the door at Featherstone, I knew I was in the right place. Featherstone coordinated every aspect of the project, the whole thing. They made it easy. And I can't say enough about how much we appreciated the personal attention Featherstone gave us.
Introducing the biggest dreamers of the summer. The fastest, the strongest, the greatest.
The greatest of all time.
All coming together to give you the greatest show you've ever seen. The Tokyo Olympics, starting July 23rd on NBC.
Brought to you locally on NBC by Nissan.
The following More You Know programs will air outside of their regular schedule due to Olympic coverage. This guide reflects the change in programming on NBC 12.
Good morning. Coming up here on Today, much more on Simone Biles' much anticipated Olympic return this morning, winning bronze on the balance beam. She'll join us along with her teammates for their first live interview since the competition wrapped up. Also, there will be plenty of excitement back home when swimming star Caleb Dressel, his 5 gold medals from Tokyo, and his family join Savannah and our plaza filled with Team USA fans. Plus, we're going to take a closer look at the special moments that have people calling these games the kindest Olympics ever. All that and more from Tokyo and New York when we get started here on Today.
And before we leave you this morning, a special birthday shout out to our Monaco popcorn winner, Houston Kane from Leona. Happy birthday and congratulations. You win a half-gallon bucket of gourmet popcorn from Monaco Popcorn.
Trivia for today. What is the warmest temperature we've seen so far this summer?
I'll say 94.
You say 94?
I think we got up there. I'm going to go with 97.
97. Sierra's correct today. 94 degrees hit back on June 8th. And we're going to start warming things up again, though. Show your next 7 days here. We're watching some rain hitting parts of Price County in just a little bit here. We'll have scattered chances of rain today with temperatures that'll be in the lower 80s and drying out briefly. Then weak systems approaching Thursday through the weekend. So looking a little wet, though, but also warming up as well. So here we go, guys. It's going to get warm again.
Yeah, so it'll be looking not too bad, but hey, we're tied 1-1 for trivia, so
this
keep tabs.
All right,
there you go.
But meanwhile, thanks so much for tuning in and have a wonderful day.